Welcome back to the morning news. It is time for Owning Your Outdoors, and it has been a long winter and a crazy spring. And now that the snow's finally melted, it's time to check out the yard and get everything in tip-top shape. And if looks like, I'd say kind of almost looks like lightning struck on your lawn, and you've got these little lightning bolts going everywhere. Probably not lightning, Doug.
No, I think you probably have a vole problem.
A vole problem. Doug Schroeder from Lewis is here, and this morning we're going to talk a little bit about some of the pests and some of the issues that you may have had with your lawn over the winter and what you can do to make it all better again.
Yes. As spring comes, you find all these surprises in your yards, and voles is one of many. I have a number of people I've worked with that have had voles, and they're a pesky little animal that looks almost like a mouse. But they actually are a root eater and kind of make little trails throughout your yard.
So first of all, why are they there? What can you do to prevent this issue in the first place?
Don't water your yard a lot in the fall. They love moist soil. Cut your yard shorter. They like a lot of grass. And leaf debris throughout the yard will draw voles. So those are things you can do just to prevent it.
What do you do to fix these little patches?
Yards are pretty resilient. What I do is I try to rake out a lot of the trails and remove the grass, and then apply a good fertilizer. A fertilizer and sun and a little bit of moisture will actually cure your yard. There are times when you do need to patch. If you do, just use a patch or an easy seed or something of that sort. There's repellents you can buy at the store, or a quick little repellent you can do is you can mix 3 ounces of castor oil, 1 tablespoon of dish soap, and a half gallon of water, and use that throughout the trails in your yard. Another problem I have in my yard is rabbits. They do a lot of the same things. Rabbits have a tendency to destroy your shrubs, perennials. At this point, all you can do is basically trim that back. If you've had rabbit damage, most of that, if you trim back, a little fertilizer, a little tender loving care, it will come back.
Doug, another problem a lot of folks are dealing with is damage from the road salt. If you're really close to the road, kind of kills off the grass. What do you do?
It does. Salt has a tendency, it draws all the moistures away from the root system of your grass. The best way to cure this for me is to drench or to leach with a hose. Just put a lot of water on it. That wet snow we had a week ago was great for this. It actually soaked into this and helped cure some of that. Another alternative is you can use some gypsum. Do a light coating of that along the area. It'll break down that salt, and the grass should respawn and come back. If you do have to reseed, fescue and perennial rise are better along a street because they can withstand some of the salts that are being thrown at it.
What about pet damage?
The cure for pet damage is basically the same as street salt. One thing I tell people is it's the nitrogen in pet urine. Maybe don't fertilize that area, and also there are a number of patches on the market if you do have to patch that work very well.
And Doug, you have a great little download for us?
Yes, a number of tips that I have to prevent these problems in the future, things you can do to make sure you don't go through the same problem again.
Perfect. You can find it at ksfy.com. Just click on the morning news. Thanks, Doug. Doug Schroeder from Lewis. We have to take a break. Fastcast is next.